Hello, my name is Mars, and welcome back to I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. Last time we had a pretty long episode, both because I just kind of got carried away, I was having too much fun, and also because, I'm used to having half a year be my episode length, but with exploring, that kind of messes up how long half a year can be. And I went exploring a few times. Um, so I don't, I don't know how that's gonna affect my pacing for the whole rest of this series, which is kind of daunting. But I don't know. I think I said last time I wanted to go exploring a little bit more. We can take the stress. Yeah, let's go exploring while we have the chance, and then we'll relax during glow. Because I think there are some really interesting things to find still in this area, winding as it may be. There's a whole character who's mentioned in achievements and who I've seen in fan art and stuff, who I have not met. Their name is Sim. I just don't know where are they? Did they not come on the heliopause? So is it possible that this person is an alien? An alien who we're gonna find out here? That's my theory at this point. The flies here are awful. They come out of the heat of the day and buzz around you incessantly. They don't bite, but they seem to want something from you. Maybe the water or salt from your sweat. You hope they aren't laying eggs. Dys calls the most annoying ones rod flies because they're like long, flexible sticks with a bunch of wings. They swarm in clouds around your face no matter how hard you try to shoo them away. He says they remind him of Mars. But there are other ones too, like the one that's just a big eyeball with a couple pairs of little wings. They make a loud buzzing sound and are always just out of reach when you try to swat them away. Today, your personal nemesis is one of these eye flies. There was a whole bunch of them earlier, but only one has persisted. It's been following you, staring at you all morning. You and Dys have been batting at it for an hour, but it's a fast dodger. Dys has finally given up and just plods forward. It even lands on his head, but he doesn't care. Swat it. Alright, +2 bonus to pairs, so we definitely want to try for that. Alright, this is going to be a 3 of a kind. Yes, and it's +2 from Tay's gloves and the battle condition, so pretty good start. Alright. There's a 3 of a kind, and we'll put down a 6. And now we need a 31. Alright, +2 if this is the highest value. That's always going to be the highest value. I'll put it over here. How about a 2, 3, 4? Yeah. Hold on. Hold on, we can make this a 2 of a kind. And then make this red 2 of a kind. Yeah. Awesome. Pairs is the way to go. Not even the best possible score. The eye fly is like the size of a human eyeball and made of concentric rings of rainbow hues. Black, yellow, green, blue, and purple. You find yourself staring right back at it. You wonder if the rings have something to do with light refraction. You let it land in your arm. Then you strike. Haha, got it. Squashed. That gave me combat. 10 minutes later, there is a new fly following you. Okay. Alright. Have we gone this way? I don't know if... Yes. This is where all those flowers were, right? Yeah. Okay, so we want to go the other direction to find new stuff. Or this way? Is this where we came from? I don't know. It's so easy to get lost in this environment. That definitely looks like a spot where a collectible would be, so we've been over here, I think. Alright, this area with all the little plateaus. Yes, I recognize this place. Aha, here are the events. You're treated to a spectacular sight, an enormously long caterpillar dragon kind of creature, way off in the distance. Its thousands of legs and a kilometer of shimmering bodies sneaking in and out of the haze at the bottom of this chasm. You just watch it. It's terrifying, like a train. Let's take some readings. It's so far away, but you record its movement coordinates and take a video for Utopia. We're almost maxed out on animals. Sweet, only 3 more to go. You're getting thirsty. You feel for your backup canteen, but it's missing. Somehow you lost it since you left this morning and you're all out of drinking water. Uh-oh. The suns are high and hot in the sky, making the ground waver with heat, haze, and mirages. Your mouth feels dry, so dry, and your head is starting to ache. You're pretty far from the outpost. You can make it back, but that'd be it for this expedition. You'd have to go home. Let's search for water. Alright, bonus to straights. 5, 5. How about a 4, 5, 6? Alright, that's a straight of 3. Yeah, that's better. Okay, and that would keep between rounds, so that's good. Let's get a 2 of a kind here. And a 2 of a kind here. Nice, okay. I think we'll do pretty well here. Hold on. 6, will this become a 3? Yes, it will. Because it's physical. Let's see, we can put an 8 down here. And then a 4, 5, 6. Nice. Oof. There's no natural water around, but in your search, you turn up your lost canteen. Wow, that was lucky. Alright. We are still very stressed. Ooh. Event. Expeditions has been collecting energy readings from this area, tracing the invisible ley lines of power like the one from the thumper that brought you here in the first place. They've pointed you to this cave, a nexus of power at the convergence of many lines. You feel the energy is different here, like a barely perceivable hum that prickles up the back of your neck, like something is watching you. It's likely this was some sort of important place for the convergent domain, Utopia says, leaning in on her glider. I've sent teams through, but it gets mighty tight in there. I'm hoping you and Dys might have better luck wiggling in there, she continues. Might be the caves inside open up again, and if they do, take plenty of readings and report back to me. Dys is vibrating beside you on nearly the same frequency as the weird power fluctuations. This is the real deal, he whispers, mostly to himself. Utopia nods and leaves you. What's the plan? Let's prep. You get headlamps and little recording drone with a floodlight attachment, a tiny buzzing flying thing that circles around your heads and sometimes illuminates what you want it to look at. It's intelligent, which just means it won't do what you want. Dys bats it in annoyance. Utopia has also left you an anti-grav belt with a warning to practice extreme caution while spelunking down there. They make you lighter so you can glide more easily and won't hurt yourself as much if you fall. Let's enter the cave. The narrow entrance leads to a bigger room that animals have clearly used as a den. It's enormous, with glowing mushrooms on the walls and piles of bones in some crevices. In some places, the walls are made of iridescent convergent domain obsidian, like this was once a great hall millennia ago. You can feel a cool breeze coming from somewhere, but it'll be tricky to find in the dark. Let's try to find a way in. 1 card gets +3. 6, 6, 6. Beautiful. Goal 109. Jesus. Okay. Okay. If we do 2, 2, that'll just give us 8. You want the 4 4s? No. And Another 4-4? Or do we just want to... No, it's better with this 4 of a kind. Alright. Alright, we're gonna want to put this down. Because that gets +1. Oh boy. Ugh. Okay, that's a 2 of a kind, that's a 2 of a kind. No, we only have 4 mushwood logs left. Do we want to rejar our hand? That seems risky. Okay. That's 4-4. If we just load them onto this. Aha! Alright, we still get more for this being all... Okay. How about we do this? No, that's just the same. Okay. Can we take on the stress? That's pretty good. We can take on the stress, yes. We can do it. Yes, bravery. You find the source of the breeze by tossing some fine sand into the air and watching which way the dust blows. It's a very tight crack. Good thing you and Dys are so small. You squeeze through and have to shimmy along on your bellies for about 10 meters, pushing your gear ahead of you. It's uncomfortable, but Dys's excitement draws you on. Past the crack, there are fewer signs of animals. The walls are smooth, grown obsidian, which has a kind of melted rainbow oil slick look. There are deeply carved glyphs on the walls at various intersections, like room designations or street names, you wonder? And other kinds of basins, alcoves grown into the rock, full of odd protrusions, all ancient and worn and inexplicable now. It feels homey. You come to realize the convergent domain must have lived underground. That's why there are so few ruins on the surface. As you follow the cave complex down, it's clear this used to be a well-traveled path. The corridors branching off to other places are now blocked off, as if a big earthquake had rattled this whole area. Only this one main path is still clear. It's too convenient to be a coincidence. The floor of the cave slopes downward like a slide, and it's quite slippery. Pay attention to your footing. You follow the cave system down, 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 all the way to what must be the bottom of the cliffs. You have to climb down a 3-story wall in the last section and are grateful to your anti-grav belt for making it easier. You're still tired, though. You can see dim light below. Daylight? You emerge into a hidden valley, totally surrounded by tall cliffs. Did you just come down all that way? You're surrounded by the ruins of convergent domain buildings, in much better condition than the windswept ones on the surface. It's perfectly still here and as quiet as space itself. What was this? Dys whispers reverentially. Some sort of converger facility? It feels so familiar. You remember this place from your dreams, and feel a throbbing sense of importance that's a bit unnerving. Something monstrous, momentous happened to you here, or will happen to you someday. You poke around a little, then call Utopia and give her your coordinates. She swings down on her glider, with extra ones for you and Dys tethered behind it. You're happy you won't have to climb all the way back up. She whistles. Great find, kids! This place didn't show up in any of our aerial scans. Took me a while to find a route in. You look bush, she says. I'll stick around to get some readings, but you head on back to the depot and get some rest. Don't worry, we aren't going to push on without you. Alright, we need to go home. That was a big find, I think. Alright, it's glow. It is now glow. And we need to rest. We really, really need to rest. Okay. And let's give Dys another gift. Where is he? Here. Yeah. So we can be friends. I know I need some time off. I'm going to the walls. The view from the wall during glow is absolutely breathtaking. The wormhole seems to smother the sky, like a swirling jewel-toned bowl pressing down in the gloom. Everything in the wilderness is lit up and seems to breathe in and out with the planet, like one living creature made of stars. It's beautiful. You can almost forget how dangerous it is. Alright, this one sucks. I'm getting rid of it. Alright. Dad looks up from his novel. Huh. Seems early this year. We should head to the shelter in the lounge. Let's rush to the front lines. There's no need to be a hero now that there are so many new soldiers from the Helio. It's probably best if you just follow instructions and head to the lounge with your dad. No, we're brave. You muster with the rest of the defense force at the gates. Rhett and Loom are arguing about what tactics to employ. Loom keeps trying to rally the soldiers with a heartening speech about giving it everything they've got. All the drones, all the explosives, and Rhett keeps cutting in. We don't need to take any big risks, Rhett insists. It's a smaller attack, and we have more than enough plasma rifles and turrets. We should save our other resources for when we do need them. Why do things halfway? Loom exclaims. We need to get in there and kick their asses back to the goo where they came from. We need to show people that we have everything under control. For morale. Rhett tries one more time to wrest control of the forces back from Loom, but Loom cuts him off. Fire the explosive rounds, he orders. Arm the charges. Shells scream through the permanent night, followed by explosions you feel vibrate up your boots. The Helios are unfazed, but you and the other shadow guards exchange nervous looks. You hear yelling, then another boom as the secondary explosives detonate. The baying of bloodthirsty animals reaches your ears, then... Loom holds his finger to his ear-speak. Great work, just the stragglers incoming. Open the gates. To battle. Alright, this will be a 6 and a 6, and an 8. Nice start. 2 of a kind here. And then a 5 and a 6. How about a 3, 4, 5? Oh, 3, 4, 5, 7. Okay, that works. But let's see. That's 26. And this is 23. Okay. This is better. And then it's just 4. Okay. +1 to challenges. Okay. Yeah. That'll win it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks pretty good to me. Not even the best score. Oh my goodness. Okay. +3 combat. Sweet. You face off against the lesser Xeno, some kind of fin semi-aquatic thing, already half dead and limping doggedly through the gates. It's almost comical how easy it is to stun and kill it. By the time you're done, the other soldiers have dispatched the rest of the creatures. Smoke drifts in from the battlefield from the explosions, an acrid scent of triumph. After the attack, Loom gathers everyone in the lounge and holds a big celebration for the soldiers. There's feasting and drinking and songs of valor, and as the party goes on long into the night, some drift away in pairs or more. Mars and Rex keep the dancing going. Even Nem seems to relax, especially when the other cadets invite her to drink with them. Cal and Tammy sit together and talk all night, giggling about something and going quiet when anyone comes near. Tonight, everyone seems convinced that this victory means the colony will be safe forever. Maybe it will be. We sure want to believe it too. I kind of doubt it. But that's great. Alright, It's early quiet. We gained a lot of friendship with Dys. We're almost at 100%. Alright. Age 16, let's go. Let's see. Events might have respawned in expeditions, but I don't know. Oh yes, another Mishwood log. I need these. Let's see. Let's tend to the animals some more. Because I want to get my animals to 100. That'd be awesome. The Tripits are a curious bunch. They really do look like overgrown rutabaga. Weirdly woody, but fleshy at the same time. The line between plant and animal is a little blurry on Vertumna, so it's no wonder everyone thought these guys were purely plant at first. Like Anemone back on Earth, the animal, not your red-headed plant friend. They can pull themselves from the dirt and actually move around if they're motivated enough. You've seen it. It's super weird. They naturally lose their outer stalks, but they also don't seem to be hurt when you harvest them early. Would you even know if they were? It's an awkward question. Alright, you can get 2 6s, a 5, a 4, and a 2. 5 kudos if total equals goal. It's not the best score, but we did get money for it. 6 animals, sweet, what do we get? Upgrade pet cards, be relaxing in the park. Okay. Alright. It's your 16th birthday. You wake in your new quarters, blinking into the watery sunlight. Dust motes float through the air, and you take a moment to enjoy the perfection of your bed when you listen to the sounds of the colony waking up outside. You're considering snoozing until your parents wake up when your reverie is interrupted by someone sitting on your balcony. It's Dys. He's on your balcony? How did he get up here? You're finally awake, Dys says, slipping off your railing. I thought you were gonna sleep away your whole birthday. Happy birthday, by the way. You watch the sunrise in companionable silence. You look down from the balcony and see Tammy and Cal walking hand in hand across the colony square. When they get to the lounge, they embrace. Wait, are they kissing? No way. Well, it was only a matter of time, honestly. Aww. So cute. Aw, I'm happy for them. Your parents wake up shortly after that, and you order up your traditional birthday breakfast feast. Your dad gives you a big squeezy hug and tells you he's proud of you. New perk. Upgrade pet cards if you're relaxing in the park. Yay, but we don't really use the pet cards, so it doesn't really matter that much. Okay, let's work on combat. How about it? Because we have this physical skill increase buff. Let's do it. Guard duty. You, Vase, and Nem are all posted on guard duty together. It's pretty peaceful this time of year, so you're killing time at the firing range. Vase, though, will take any reason to show off. I was the best sharpshooter on the heliopause, he boasts, lining up his next shot, even against the adults. No one could lay a finger on me. Nem stares at him with open admiration. Wow, she says. How did you get so good, Vase? Vase fires his plas rifle, filling the air with a zap of ozone and obliterating the hollow target at the end of the range. Nothing special, he says. Some people are just naturally talented. He sidles closer to her, his head tilted proudly. Nem goes red and clutches her plas rifle to her chest. I could show you some of my other skills if you want. Flirt with him, interrupt the mood. Okay. What do you see in this dingus? No, we're not being mean to Vase. Let's just say, give it a rest. You were here for 5 years before they even arrived. This is your planet, not his. I thought that was give it a rest to the flirting. So there really is no way to get points with Vase there except for flirting with him. That's great. You remind him of this, and he rolls his eyes. That's the problem with you settler folk, he says. You think survival is just one big game of finders keepers, but it's actually survival of the fittest. He gestures to you throwing your guns. What do you think we're even training for? Okay. Okay. Alright, so we can get a 667. Or 2 6s and 2 7s. That's pretty good. Yeah. +6 combat. Sweet. And some bravery. And a bunch of stress. Oh well. How high are we in combat, without this? This gives us +20, so currently we are at 54. Hold on, I'll check in. Make sure there are no... Ah, Dys wants to talk. Hey! No. Dys, hey. Dys is relaxing in the back of one of the expedition vehicles, absorbed in the hollow novel. You clear your throat, but he jumps and gives you an awkward but genuine smile. Hey, Solane, he says, pulling his legs out of the way so you can climb in beside him. It's getting harder to find places to be alone here, don't you think? I killed me out exploring, but Utopia insisted we have a rest day. He rolls his eyes. Dys closes his hollow novel and sighs. It's just so crowded here, he complains, and it's boring. Why are we resting when we could be out there? There's still so much to discover, and I'm sitting around reading old sci-fi novels from Earth instead of living a real-life one. He looks you in the eye. Tell it to me straight, Solane, he says. Do you think there's sentient life out there? If there is, I've never met it. Really? Dys asks with a secretive smile. There's some wild stuff out there, Solane. You just need an open mind. You should come with me on an expedition sometime. I can show you around. Are you flirting with me? Dys blinks at you, then goes red and looks down at the floor of the cab. I'm not, he stammers. He rubs the back of his neck. Never mind, forget I said anything, he continues. But you should come out sometime. Yeah. Okay, let's do combat again. Combat training again, because we still have the buff. Actually, we should work on toughness somehow. How do we work on toughness? No. I kind of feel like, unless we want to start working on the farm, I don't really think... I think that's the way to earn toughness, is working on the farm. We get biology for it. And toughness. Our toughness is actually worse than our combat. Maybe we should do that. It's a proud day for your mom. You're finally following in her footsteps. I mean, I feel like I'm not gonna get that achievement in this playthrough, but I still want to try for it. The maxing out all 4 stats of the same color. She meets you at the gate to the gardens. Hello, Sprout, she says, sounding chipper. Come on, we've got a lot to cover before you'll be able to keep up with the rest of us. Finally, some real farming. Your mom shows you around the fields. You'll probably split your time between working in the fields and working indoors with the hydroponic crops. We've got things pretty under control now since the Helio landed. A good mix of native and earth plants. Wow, there are some native crops mixed in with the ones from Earth. Incredible. You spend the rest of the day pulling weeds and watering plants. You're dirty up to your waist by the time you're finished, but it's good, honest work. You're proud to be able to do something that helps out the colony. Cal gives you a high five and invites you for a cool drink in the cafeteria. All the agriculturalists join you. Of all the places in the colony you've worked, geoponics is the most like a family. Maybe because they've always been your family, thanks to your mom and dad. Oh, hey! We got another event. You play the recording of the squeaking bounce weasels for your mom and Cal. You're sure this is going to work? She asks when it's done. It sounds annoying. You swear it will work. You saw it while you were exploring. It might not sound like much, but the huge Dorbs moth are terrified of little bounce weasel's hunting calls, and with good reason. Pest control. You set up a speaker system and play the recording all night. The next day, there's no sign of the Dorbs moth. Your crops are completely safe. I think it worked, Cal says, sounding relieved. Solane, you're a genius. -1 to physical cards. We're getting rid of that right away. You're just glad that all your hard work isn't going to be feeding those pesky moths anymore. More food for the colony. Sweet. A 4, 5, 6. And a 4, 4. Nope. Okay. Hold on. And I'm gonna move... Hold on. I'm gonna move this so this is a 2 of a kind. Yeah. Yes. Alright, we got some toughness for that. I don't know if that was a good use of my time, but... Hey, new perk. Hey, more collectibles. Collectibles respawn faster and more slots are filled. That's awesome. We should take advantage of that and go exploring. Because we need those collectibles. Hey, there's the cute couple. Always together. So sweet. Yeah, I wondered a lot why... Because most of these characters seem to hang out near where they do stuff the most. Like, Tang always hangs out by engineering. Mars always hangs out by whatever this place is called, command. But Cal sometimes hangs out by geoponics. But sometimes, in my last playthrough, he would hang out by the lounge or wherever. And that always seemed weird to me because he's not really associated with it, but duh. He hangs out here because that's the space associated with Tammy. And he and Tammy are always together. Alright. Let's do... Ooh, yes. Let's do expeditions. Let's go to the ridge again and try and see if we can get a little farther. Have events respawned? I don't care if events respawn, because we've already done them all. I'm just looking for collectibles at this point. I want to go back to the point where we were. And try to go back a little farther. Yeah, collectibles. I don't know if I'll recognize the spot once I'm there. Crystal. Oh, we get so many free redraws. This is awesome. Crystal. Heck yes. No, not there. I mean, we should probably do a event. An event. Even if it's one we've done already. Let's do one. Cross the bridge very carefully. Okay, that's a good one. That's a good card to have. We don't want to load on too much stress. There's another device for Dys. This looks like the place where we found that event. Aha! Utopia has given you clearance to poke around the ruins in the secret valley. Stars, this place is neat. Dys thinks so too. At least we didn't have to climb back down again, he mutters, but you can tell he's excited. The buildings are arranged in a spiral formation around a central point. They're made of that oil slick obsidian, something that looks like petrified bone, and have parts missing where some other organic material has long since rotted away. It's all overgrown with vines and buried in shifting sands. You follow the spokes of the streets until you approach the center of the valley, where a large pyramid-shaped building sits surrounded by thumpers and a variety of other smaller buildings. You walk all around the massive pyramid, but you don't see any entrance into it. It's sealed tight. It vibrates with significance and looms hugely in your dream memories. You feel faint just being close to it, but Dys doesn't seem to feel anything. When he insists you give up and investigate something else, you don't complain. The 4 thumpers are in careful alignment, forming a square with wide paths between them and the pyramid in the center. One is almost totally reduced to rubble. None are still active. Smaller, more deteriorated pyramid buildings dot around the valley, purposes unknown. There are also dozens of little obelisks, a couple of meters wide with the circular design on one side. You approach a random one of these on the edge of the valley. You lean on one of the round designs, and the iris dilates open, sections grinding back like the world's rustiest automated door. Now you're looking through a large round door into a small, featureless room. Quite small, quite featureless, totally dark, very creepy. But you hear a faint hum. Is it still powered? Let's do it. First collectible use is free. Alright, we want to get rid of this one. Let's make a flush. Okay. No, that sucks. Two of a kind there. And a 23. Or maybe we do want to use our yellows. 25? That's pretty good. Okay. Alright. We use this, definitely. That becomes 3. That's a 3. Six? Okay. Now... Oof. Okay, now we want to redraw our hand because that didn't really work for us. Okay, so those are 2 5s. These are 2 6s. And that's a 7. 65 stress. You can take that. $55 stress. I just wanna win the challenge. You walk in, disc close behind, and suddenly the iris closes, the floor lurches, and you're moving down. An elevator. The elevator squeals and grinds away like it hasn't been used in literally thousands of years. It doesn't go far, then grinds to a halt, and the iris opens to reveal a large room with obsidian walls. Like all convergent domain spaces, it's more cave than room, with stalactites everywhere and giant lumpy mounds of fungus. You wonder if the obsidian stuff they built with melts over time, running and dripping in extreme slow motion. There are consoles on the walls, like this is some kind of control room, maybe. Most of it is long, dark, and covered with a thick layer of dust, except one device with 2 weird bony knobby sticks poking out of it. Let's touch stuff. You poke at things and grab sticks at random until suddenly you cease to be yourself. You're like a visual, audio, and weirdly tactile representation of something vast. You have a feeling of being in a large and complex space. No, like you are the space. A digital space, like a computer system. As if you were sucked into a 3D representation of the HoloNet, and you could see files and processes and whole worlds of data, but in alien formats that speak to you more in sensation than logic. You let go of the sticks and the console room comes back. You grab at them again, and understanding fills your head. It feels not at all that different from your bouts of deja vu remembering, like of memories being inserted into your mind, and you suddenly just know how to use this interface. You just think where you want to go or what you want to know, and away you go. The word array comes to mind. A network of computers hosting millions of data nodes, information on every part of the planet from weather to soil conditions to individual creatures. Not just computers, but entities that feel intelligent, and also digital artificial consciousnesses like your ship's AI congruence. They're processing all that data and triggering subroutines to make minute changes on the planet's surface. Then a booming voice enters your brain and obliterates all else, speaking more in abstract thought than words, but loud. What are you doing in Wormhole Observatory Array Console 5, you nosy little creature? There is an explosion in your head, and you're thrown backwards and out of the array. There must have also been an explosion in your hands, which are now singed. The console is blown out and dead. You're shaken. Something didn't like you poking around in there. And whatever the array is, whatever lives in it has been watching you. Probably ever since you landed. You tell Dys about the array and the voice saying, Wormhole Observatory. He looks around, impressed. The convergent domain was sure up to some shit, he says. And now you know about the array and how to access it. That can come in very useful if it turns out to be a danger to your colony. Is that what's messing up the creatures and making them violent? You decide to call it a day. Your arms feel all tingly and weak from getting electrocuted, and your heart is still thumping a mile a minute. But you'll be back. Alright, now we need to relax. You're woken by the buzzing of your holopalm. It's a colony-wide alert. You rub your eyes and ponder the thickness of the air seeping into your bedroom through the open veranda door. It's an ominous but beautiful sight. The seasonal pale pink haze has turned to deep fuchsia, with scintillating silver sparkles floating through it. The shimmer. Thankfully, you've all been inoculated against the shimmer, because this looks like a bad year for the airborne spores. To be safe, you stay inside and seal your door and windows tightly. You spend the time playing holo games with your dad, who is alive. After a couple days, the pollen fog passes without incident. Yay! Okay, I need to relax again. I know. Let's see. Our friendship with Dys is almost 100, so we should try and get that up there. You look through some of the independent study modules and catch up on some schoolwork. Hopefully when you go to class again, you'll be a little smarter than before. And if not, at least you'll be a little less stressed. And let's forget first steps, finally. Oh my goodness. That one has been hanging around for way too long. Okay. So, let's see. Should we go exploring? Dys wants to talk. You spot Dys about to head out on an expedition. He's carrying a full backpack with the second one in his feet full of surveying equipment. As you approach, you realize he's writing in a notebook. An actual notebook with paper and everything. Braced on his knee with one foot in his equipment. He looks up as you approach and closes his notebook, slipping it into the jacket pocket over his heart. Oh hey, Solane, he says, and tucks the pen behind his ear. Are you coming too? That's cool. Maybe we'll be posted near each other. What were you writing? Just stuff, Dys says dismissively. I like writing on paper. It feels more real, you know? And it's more private than having everything on your holopalm where people could find it. You beg him for more details. Dys huffs through his nose, but he looks amused. Just stuff, he repeats. How I'm feeling, what the weather is like, what people are doing around the colony. I like observing people. Sometimes I pretend I'm an alien, he continues, and I'm studying how people act so I can blend in. You ever write about me? Dys goes red and ducks his head. Well, sure, he says. You're part of the colony, right? And you're my friend, so of course I write about you. You're about to ask to see, but you're interrupted by Utopia calling for all hands to board the expedition vehicles. Dys stoops to pick up the surveying equipment, then he's gone without another word. He must not want you to know what he's writing about you. Curious. Okay. I just wanted to see what that was about. Okay, we're feeling pretty good because we just relaxed. So let's do guard duty again. I want to try and at least get combat up high enough. Sometimes burrowing animals get in under the walls. Maybe they didn't mean to end up here, but they are here, and it's your job to get rid of them. Today's pest is a whole extended family of dust moles. Round, furry creatures that multiply really fast. One pregnant dust mole can become a problem within a few days, and because they live underground, you don't notice them until it's a big problem. The dust moles are insectivores, so they're not eating anything you care about, but they tear up the dirt and your crops as they build their burrows. You and Vase have been dispatched to take care of them. You meet Cal in geoponics, already pleading his case for why you should leave them alone. They're nesting, he says. They don't mean us any harm, and their poop helps fertilize the fields. If we want them gone, we don't have to kill them. That's ridiculous, Vase snorts. Nesting or not, they're still a nuisance. There's 100 now, but in a few days there might be thousands. What are you going to do then? Cry about how we should have helped you sooner, probably. He turns to you. Well, Solane, what do you think? Fire or guns? Slaughtering the holes. Sharpshooting. Encourage them to leave. Pest control. I do not want pest control. That's bad for my physical cards. -1 to all other cards. That kind of sucks. +6 if this has the highest value. Neither of those are great, like, tactical cards. I mean, they're good tactical cards, but I am not good at the tactical part of this game, so this one has less of a immediate downside, though, so I'll take sharpshooting. Pick them off one by one. You set up hunting blinds and make a competition of who can cap the most annoying little pests when they pop out of their burrows. You aren't sure the population is decreasing, but it's easy and fun, and eventually you provide enough motivation to make them move somewhere else. Uh-oh. You and Vase are congratulating each other for a job well done when you hear a horrible cracking noise. The geoponic sheds. The three of you watch in horror as a nearby shed sags and caves on in itself. Oh no. The burrows were so extensive they actually caused structural damage. Cal shoots you both a dirty look as he stomps away to examine the damage. Uh-oh. That's no good. +1 to physical cards. Sweet. Alright. Yeah. +5 combat. And how much bravery do we have? Not quite enough to get a new card out of Dys, but pretty good. Alright. It's early Dest, and I think that our schedule for these episodes is right back on track. So after I look for conversations and collectibles, I'm gonna end it here. Yeah, Slmushwood log, I need those so bad. I feel like I'm running really low on collectibles now, and I really need them. Okay. Why did the music just cut out? Okay, there it is. Okay, so next time, I'll probably do some more exploring. It'll probably be Virtumnalia, and I probably won't participate. And until then, I have been Mars, and I will be back with more I Was a Teenage Exocolonist.